Welcome to another episode of Calgary in Depth. I'm happy today to be speaking with Agnes Lo. Maybe we can start, Agnes, with you telling me how long you've been in Calgary.
Hi, Dan. It's
Hi.
really great to be in this podcast. I've been in Calgary anniversary of 3 years.
Three
Not
years.
very long, and I'm not a newcomer to Canada, but to
Hmm.
Calgary, I'll consider myself. I have a lot of learning, a lot to explore, and meet new friends in this city. And I love this city.
Please tell me how you came to be in Calgary.
Back in 1993, I was still quite young with my family. We moved to Vancouver as like new immigrant and then from Hong Kong. Then after living in Vancouver for quite a number of years, I went back to Hong Kong, place that where I was from, and then I worked in Hong Kong for quite a number of years. And then I returned to Canada. I would say Canada because at that time I thought I will be closer to my family in Vancouver
Hmm.
6 years ago. And then 3 years ago, I moved to Calgary. It's because my husband was born and raised in Calgary. So I think it's nice because I'm still very active and he's retired. And I really want to let him to be close to his relatives, his old friends, his classmates, all these people. So I feel that it's just a little bit different environment. Let me explore, and I'm someone who always welcome new opportunities and also new places. So that's why I suggested to him, and it's a great gift to him because he feel that wow, you suggested to move to Calgary because I thought it's a little bit cold. It may not be
Hmm.
a place I like. But life sometimes is just one calling, you are going to reach that place. So I moved to Calgary for the reason is because my husband was very familiar to Calgary, even though he also was working and living in BC for many years.
And what an advantage you had over people who come to Calgary and they know nothing about the city except maybe what they see online. Having a partner, your husband, being from here. Do you remember what he first showed you about the city? What was he excited to? How did he make you familiar with Calgary and with Alberta?
Very interesting question. Of course, there are so many places he will show me during the weekend. But I remember the first year, 3 years ago, we arrived in around late winter, still with snow at our new house. Then our anniversary day is September. I remember he
Mm-hmm.
picked the Calgary Tower for me. This is for tourists. I don't need to spend the money for a dinner over there. But he made a point. He said, this is the only time. This is the only time. I say, this is the only time you spend money on with me. No, he mean it's the only time to come to Calgary Tower. Besides, we are no more a tourist. You can see the meaning because we really evolve at the Calgary Tower for the whole dinner, and I really see whole Calgary. Of course, there are still need to have opportunities to look further and deeper to
Mm-hmm.
different places. But I remember Calgary Tower. It's not about the tower, it's about the view and also the feeling of really, I'm engaging to this new city and I like to see the whole view. And I'm really on the top of the town to see everything. It was a
Mm-hmm.
cloud nine moment.
Right. But you weren't, of course, coming from a small town or a country with a lot of rural areas. You had been in Hong Kong and in Vancouver, as you mentioned, which obviously has tons of high-rise buildings, skyscrapers. So did Calgary feel like a small community to you, relatively speaking?
I never use the word small. I
Hmm.
always feel Canada is already very big for me in my
Mm-hmm.
mind. I would say Hong Kong is very small. The density and also the intensity and how many people every day you see. I have to say, the people I met here, maybe I know, I would say the people I meet in Hong Kong every day, maybe the people I meet for a month or a year in Calgary. Because every day you see so packed and so many people. And you're right. As you know, no matter people who have traveled to Hong Kong before or not, we describe Hong Kong as a concrete forest. We also have
Mm-hmm.
forest. Here has forest, but Hong Kong is a concrete forest. And we do not have so much sun is because the high-rise concrete already hide the sunlight. Here is well exposed to the blue sky. This blue
Mm,
sky city is beautiful. And I have to say, when you talk about comparison, of course, there are tons of things comparison. But one thing is very similar to me. I still can find my very vibrant life here. This is a gift, and I'm very happy. No matter it's my personality, I think the difference, or you talk about comparison, big or small, sometimes I don't need to use this word to limit myself because we
mm,
always live in a place or stay in a place. It's not defined by the size, whether it's big or small. It's how open I like to reach out and also how open are the people here to welcome me. And I absolutely think this is such a great opportunity. I mean, as someone who is already grown up adult, I still feel I have an opportunity to be welcomed by a lot of new friends here, and I really feel it's a blessing.
Now, you and I happen to know each other through Toastmasters, which is, for those who don't know, an international organization that develops public speaking and leadership skills. And it has been a great way for me to network. Can you tell me a bit about how Toastmasters has helped you network and also what other ways you built connections here in the city when you first came?
You are talking about something that is in my DNA.
Hmm.
I really love Toastmasters, and everyone knows, my friends, they all know how passionate I'm in this community. Now, in 2009 in Hong Kong, I started to join Toastmasters from a regular member going to clubs, and then who knows, I moved back to Canada. And then in Hong Kong, I already had grown a very strong community, but not about only the community is strong, it's my sense of belonging to this international group is
Mm,
very strong because I
mm,
have to say, I name two things, then you will know how passionate and how strong I committed to visit. Because of my job in Hong Kong, I was the regional manager of training in Hong Kong, in Asia Pacific of my French company. So I have the opportunities to travel to many countries. I believe I have visited at least over 10 countries Toastmasters Club when I was doing my business trip. My colleague, I still remember they would tease me. Why is it you don't go to do sightseeing or shopping after you finish work for the 2, 3 days of your business trip? I say, I don't know. I just want to see how the other clubs in the world are happening. What are they doing? And so nighttime, I visit Japan, Germany, Thailand, all Asia, different places. So this strong community helped me to see no matter where I go, I can still belong to a club or a community in that new place. So I
mm,
strongly feel this is a good way to get any newcomer to start their life. Now, first of all, I returned back in the first 3 years in Vancouver. That was a very COVID. Everyone is at home doing remote. I'm not very interested to do all the Zoom meeting, all those kind of things. So unfortunately, or fortunately, now I joined Calgary District, Calgary Club. I did not join a club in BC.
mm,
I started to join my first club is near the south where I live in Calgary in the Fish Creek Bravehearts Toastmasters Club. And I also started to meet Dan, you,
mm.
through the area contest last year. And then
Hmm.
also this year because of the contest. By the way, I'm a really contest junkie. So
Hmm.
I love to participate, to really show up at any event. And so that's why I meet new friends and like you. And basically, during all the community time, I learn myself. And I mean, I grow a lot through Toastmasters, basically through meetings or some big events like conferences. I even
Hmm.
attended one of the international conference in Vancouver, which is, I think, 8 years ago. I know this year is also in Vancouver next month, but I'm not
Hmm.
going this month. But I remember I do like to attend conferences and also different kind of district events. So
Hmm.
Toastmaster is a great help. And I feel that I don't feel too new after I come to Calgary. Because once I joined Toastmasters, not because I have certain years of history in Toastmaster. People doesn't have this kind of hierarchy. It's just about they welcome me. And I
Mm,
just feel I can easily dive into the community and jump right into attending their club meetings and everything
wonderful.
grows. And recently I even joined another advanced club as well. So now I have two clubs with Fish Creek Bravehearts and also MVP. And I also visited your club before. It was
Wonderful.
fun.
Yeah. And I would encourage anyone, yeah, who would like to make more connections in the community and to develop their leadership and communication skills to check out a Toastmasters club. You can go to toastmasters.org to get all kinds of information. Now, besides Toastmasters, Agnes, are there other ways that you've built connections in the community or that you've just activities you've done that have made you feel more connected to the city and province?
Mm. Honestly, I don't feel I have a lot of friends in
Hmm.
Calgary when I first came to Calgary.
Hmm.
And my time is usually doing something very similar to people in Calgary is visiting park, having walk, and
Yeah.
also doing a little bit laid back kind of activity. And also with my husband as well, we also do these kind of things or sometimes visit his friends and family, those kind of activities. But recently I started over a year already started to do exercise in a place called Live Well. Now this if you check Calgary Live Well is only one location,
Hmm.
and BC has more than five, I think about 7 or 8 locations. That is more a health clinic, and that place is more for people with a little bit health issue or a
Hmm.
little bit the age is a little bit higher. But on the other hand, the first reason is because my husband goes to this place to do exercise. So I thought I joined. And then surprisingly, I also met a few ladies over there when we went to the same time before I started my full-time job. Now I went to the daytime 10 o'clock session. We did 1 hour exercise and then with the kinesiologist, very expert, giving us very close guidelines. That is a great place for me to start my network. And I started to meet people and also make friends. And besides that, I believe I'm quite an active person, I'm an extrovert. So I also continuously do different kind of volunteer work because of the ICF. ICF is International Coaching Federation because
Hmm.
I'm also a PCC, a professional certified coach. So I belong to that group, and Calgary chapter also has opportunities to have a lot of volunteer work. So I'm one of the marketing board director since last year, 2025. It is a 2 years term, so I'm highly connected and very closely know people in the coaching community in Calgary. So it really lead me to the network that led to my current job. If you are interested to know about
That's
my current job, you can
That's
ask
a
me,
perfect
how did I?
segue, Agnes. That's exactly what I was going to ask you next. Can you tell us a little bit about your work? I understand you help people who are looking for work, and some of those may happen to be newcomers, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Just to link what I was saying, it's because I know a lot of coaches in Calgary. Last year in the summertime, I received a text message. Agnes, after you are doing your own business for consulting, do you want to go back to company to work as a job coach? So I'm not going to shorten the story without talking about how many interview all these. Then I got two-person I don't know very well to refer me to this job. So I'm now a job coach and business developer at the company called MCG Careers. And the programs in this company has been in Alberta, starting in Edmonton, because the head office is in Edmonton, already 37 years. And I'm amazed how many programs they got from government funded programs all is related to helping people for employment services. Now, my job is to help unemployed or underemployed. What is underemployed is under 20 hours of work time. So
Hmm.
I will help them to navigate the job market and also successfully help them to re-enter the job force. My program, the service given is 16 weeks period of time. So in this 4 months, we are helping them to give them a lot of guidance and also service. For example, online, we can, after we intake them successfully, we sign them up, key in everything to the government data, then we are going to give them like resume, how to enhance the resume, what is the trend, especially now the ATS system is such a hot topic. We need to match the keywords for the resume, interview, mock interview, and then if certain kind of job they cannot find because the market sometimes is a little bit slow and also not very active, we may even see what is their strength and talent and then offer them some short courses as well. Everything is free for our clients, which is very meaningful. And client doesn't need to pay, and we really help them to use the government funding to help them to find job. And on the other hand, the other side of my job also need to reach out to employer. So I talked to Dan, and Dan also was also talking to me. Yeah, maybe his friends or some people, they have opportunity or job opening for their company, then reach out to me as well because I also go to job fair to help client. But on the other hand, we also need to know different kind of people. Where can I find job for the clients, right? So this is a very interesting job, and I feel very fulfilling because I'm a very big connector. I like to connect people. So,
Mm.
by the way, we do have some newcomers joining our service. If not in my downtown office, another office in the south also can welcome, or I can direct
Hmm.
any people listening to this podcast. I can also give them some advice or share some of my knowledge of where to reach out to find jobs when they are newcomer to Calgary.
Wonderful. Well, Agnes, I'll be sure to put a link to your organization, your employer, in the episode notes so that people
Thank you.
can reach you and access all those great resources. I really want to thank you for sharing all this information. I think it's valuable for people not just new to the city or thinking of moving here, but even if they've been here a long time, there may be resources and things like Toastmasters and your company where they can tap into it and make a better experience for themselves, both socially and in terms of their career.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to share at your podcast, Dan.
Thanks so much. Take care, Agnes.